Hi folks, and welcome to Managerial Accounting, Accounting 2242. This is an online-based course, so hope you're all ready and willing to take this journey with us. This is only the second time this course has been offered, so hopefully you'll learn a lot and enjoy the format. So a lot of flexibility, but it also requires a lot of time on your own hands. So let's get into it. First of all, my name is Eric Tanton. I'll be your facilitator for this course. You'll note that throughout the course, my appearance will change dramatically. You'll see some of the materials will actually have Dr. Rickson, one of our colleagues in the Sobey School Accounting Department. So you'll see my face and her face periodically throughout this course. However, all communication should be directly to me. So when we start off on the course, I'm going to start by going through sort of an outline of what our course is really all about. Really, this is going to be a build off of the introductory financial accounting course. We're going to dive into another world of accounting that hopefully you'll find is very meaningful in terms of managerial decision making, analysis of opportunities, and really to just build on some more concepts to make sure that you get the best overall business degree here at St. Mary's in the Sobey School of Business. Again, just going back to the format of this course, this is completely self-directed learning, so it's going to be very important that you get all the resources at hand, including the up-to-date textbook. So this term we're using the Managerial Accounting Second Canadian Edition. It's very important. There are older versions out there. Very important that you have the Second Canadian Edition. You can use a used textbook. That's absolutely fine, but make sure that it's the one that looks just like this, number 2. Again, you'll be responsible for really taking a look at the materials throughout the course on your own, in your own terms, in your own pace. There are some benchmarks throughout that we'll look at in a few minutes as we transition to our course website. But the main purpose here is really for you to read, understand, and practice. So there's going to be a few elements available to you to ensure that you really understand the elements of the course and have an opportunity to practice it. The last resource is myself, and so we'll meet on a weekly basis during our online tutorial sessions. Those will happen Thursday evenings, and the schedule will be posted as well for you. And that's in an online environment as well, so you can log on from any location you'd like, and as long as you have access to a headset with some microphone, we'll be able to interact on an ongoing basis. We'll go over any questions, review any trouble topics with the entire class, and ensure that we can move forward from there. So let's now move into the actual course, the main resource for this course, which is the Blackboard site. So we're going to move to that right now, and we'll show you what that looks like. Okay folks, so when you get into the Blackboard page, I'm going to direct your attention first and foremost to our course outline, our course syllabus. It's the tab listed on the left-hand side of your screen, and it'll give you all the deliverables and an overview calendar of our course, as well as a description of some of the requirements on hand. Usually the first thing students want to know are, what's the evaluation mechanism? So let's take a look. If we scroll down halfway through the page, you'll see the course marking scheme outlined. So first off, we have some weekly hand-in assignments. These are called homework assignments, and there'll be 2 or 3 questions from every chapter that have a good illustration of the concepts that were talked about. You'll note on our course calendar that there are multiple different exercises. These are merely just exercises that we suggest that you try. We do have a couple of homework assignments that are isolated that will be required to be posted on Blackboard, so for submission. So these make up about 1% each. There's about 11 of them in total. And each question is really marked on your completion as well as a general understanding. So typically it's a pass or fail. Either you did it and you looked like you understood it, or you didn't do it, or you really didn't grasp the concept. So it's either a pass or fail for those assignments. On top of that, we also have some weekly quizzes. So you'll note that in our Blackboard section there's some quiz available. These are multiple choice quizzes of about 8 to 10 questions each. Again, just to solidify and validate your understanding on an ongoing basis. So these are valued at about 2% each. Finally, we do have 3 comprehensive assignments that will be due throughout the course. And these are just the next level of comprehension. So they'll be a bit more in-depth, more longer-term problems. They'll be posted on Blackboard throughout the course and with due dates. And again, you can submit them directly on Blackboard. And we'll show you a demonstration on how to do that in a little bit. Finally, we'll have a midterm about halfway through the course. That'll cover a good portion of material worth about 25% of your final mark, and your final exam, which will be cumulative at the end of this term, valued at about 35%. So that's how the actual grades are evaluated and how you'll be evaluated in the course. All right. The grading scheme as well, traditional in St. Mary's, so the exact same grading scheme for the grade marks. And below on this page as well, you'll see an ongoing calendar. So you'll see sort of what materials you're responsible for on a week-to-week basis, as well as any deliverables that are upcoming. The schedule is subject to change, but for the most part, the deliverables will stay constant. There may be some topics that we'll need to extend a little bit, depending on how everyone is doing in the course, or we may condense some of them. So this is just a guide for you in terms of your self-study on what chapters you should be reading, what exercises you should be trying, and we'll move on from there. All right, let's take a look at some of the other resources that we have available here. Okay, so if we move on to the course content tab on your Blackboard page, you'll note that every chapter is listed out in here with all the resources and all the deliverables are accumulated based on each chapter. So if we go into, for example, Chapter 2, you'll see a number of different pieces here. You'll see sort of an outline of what's required for the chapter, so what materials to read, what deliverables there are, so homework assignments and quizzes, as well as sort of a recap for you. So you'll have a submission piece in here for each of your homework assignments. So again, if you click on to Homework Assignment Chapter 2, you'll see an option in here to be able to upload your assignment. So assignments should be done in Word or Excel, saved with your student name and number, and then uploaded to the link inside each of these chapters. This is also where your weekly quizzes will be held. So for each chapter there's an assessment quiz, and so you're encouraged to do that before the due date on those as well. They're all located inside each of these folders. The last piece that's in here is the chapter debriefs. These chapter debriefs are pre-recorded solutions to and how to work through some of the homework problems. So after you've attempted them for yourself, every week on Thursday evenings, these debriefs will be available. So they're short videos that'll work through the solution with you, highlight some of the key concepts and things that we wanted to take from those examples, and solidify what you've read in the chapter. So please feel free to look at those on an ongoing basis as well, just to ensure that your learning is up to speed. The last piece here is our Collaborate sessions. So again, weekly we'll have an online tutorial. They're completely optional. Participation is encouraged, but if you can't make it, they're all recorded as well. So please feel free to click on those links and join me on Thursday evenings in a live session or view the recordings afterwards to get any pertinent information or any additional explanations from where we go there. You'll also see another resource here which is called our discussion boards. So under the tab on the left-hand side that says discussions, you'll note that there's a discussion board available for your use. I encourage this for two purposes. I'm going to have two threads available to you. One is for general business news and accounting news or inquiries. So if you should happen to see something in the news or have an event that's going on in Halifax or an event that's happening at the Sobey School, please feel free to post that information or ask any questions about what you're seeing in there. And it's an open forum for some dialogue and discussion between all of you, the students participating in this course. The next thread is an important one. It's called Student Questions. So this is a great way to ask specific questions about the course deliverables, or any of the materials in the course that would apply to all the students in this who are participating in the course. Rather than send a one-on-one email to me, it'd be best to just post that question on this discussion board, and I'll do my best to respond to them on a daily basis so that material and information is available to all students. It's also a good chance for you to just double check some materials. If you're having some difficulty with an element of the course or a concept, feel free to post some questions in there. Feel free to answer each other's posts. If there's any information that's not quite correct, I'll be in there to make sure it's updated. But it's a good chance to collaborate together and ensure that everyone is keeping up to the pace of the course. So please use those resources on a regular basis as well. The next available resource throughout this course is what we call our Pearson's My Accounting Lab. It's an online component to the textbook that we're using in this course, and it provides a great deal of practice opportunity for you to to learn the materials and to ensure that you're understanding what you're reading. So if we follow the Pearson's Accounting course tab on your Blackboard page, you'll note that there's a few options that come up. If you click directly on the My Accounting course home tab, you'll be able to open up the course content for this particular course. Now, in order to access this material, you do need your access code that comes with your textbook. So if you purchased a new textbook, there'll be an access code inside. Follow the links through our course Blackboard page, and it'll direct you specifically to the accounting lab specified for our course. Use your access code to gain access. If you didn't buy a new textbook, or you don't want to buy a paper textbook at all, this will also give you some other options for how to purchase the textbook. You can purchase an e-text with access code. So as you follow this link, it'll have a purchase option available for you for that. Or you can purchase the access code on its own if you want just access to the practice problems. So each of those with their specific prices are listed on that page as you move through for your first time registering. The My Accounting Lab is not an essential element of this course. If you don't have an access code and don't wish to purchase this, that's okay. All the materials are accessible strictly through our Blackboard page. This is simply an additional resource. So if you've purchased the textbook, the resource comes with it. If you want to purchase the access code for additional practice and problems, please feel free to do so. Once you're registered, you'll be directed to the My Accounting Lab course page, and in there are a number of populated quizzes, populated end of chapter questions. All of them are for your practice and your practice alone. They're not evaluated, but they're a great opportunity to make sure that you solidly understand the material. There's a number of resources in there that will recap key concepts in each chapter, as well as provide you solutions and help you work through problems. So if you're finding that you're struggling with working through some of the homework problems, you're looking at the debriefs and you're still not quite comprehending how to work through those problems, I would strongly recommend moving into this resource, which will help you on a one-to-one basis getting through some of these problems. Okay, so that's the main resources available to you throughout this course, and I hope that you'll find it very flexible. You can work through these problems at your own pace, keeping up with our calendar as we go. I do want to draw your attention to two additional resources. So under the course content in our syllabus file, you'll note we have two outlines created. One that talks about academic responsibilities. So because this is a distance course, you do have access to complete a great deal of the work on your own in your own time. Some of it is submitted for evaluation. It's important that that work is of your own doing. So please feel free to collaborate with your fellow students, share ideas, share practice problems, and work through problems together. When it comes to homework assignments and quizzes, please follow our academic responsibilities and ethics and do them on your own merit. These will help ensure that when it comes to the final exam and you're in an individual participation mode, you're going to do well. Unfortunately, if we rely on other people through all these other evaluation mechanisms, when it comes time to sit down with pen and paper at the final and the midterm, we don't want you to be too stressed out and want to ensure your success in the course overall. So there is a quiz available here, and I'd encourage you all to go through. Please do this within the first week of this course. It's called the Academic Responsibility Quiz, and please ensure that that gets completed so we can all be assured that we understand what our own responsibilities are. The next piece is, as we're dealing at a distance, there may be times that technology just doesn't work with us. So there's also a list of resources available to you for online support or Blackboard support. So if you have any issues in accessing the course content or any issues as you move forward through the course solely on technology, please feel free to look at those resources and contact to get the help that you need. Of course, I'm always around. My email address, of course, is posted here, eric.tanton@smu.ca. I respond to them fairly quickly, and if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. Finally, that discussion board is very, very optimal. Please ensure that as you continue through the course, you'll use that for any questions that happen. And I look forward to chatting with all of you at our first online session on Thursday evening. Thanks so much, and hope you enjoy the course.